Hello Scorpio and welcome to Wild Magnolia Tarot. My name is Maddie and this is going to be your weekly reading for whenever you see this video. From now on, all my weeklies will be timeless so that they apply whenever you come across the video. If you find it and you click on it, that's when it's right for you. Quick disclaimers, this is a general reading and cannot possibly resonate with everyone, so take what does resonate, leave what doesn't. And if none of it resonates, that's okay, this one might not be for you. You can check out one of the readings for one of your other signs, or you can go check out some of the many talented, beautiful readers on this platform who may have something more attuned to your situation this week. This video is for entertainment purposes only. I am not a doctor, lawyer, physician, therapist, counselor, financial expert, etc. I am just a girl with a passion for the tarot, and anything that I say resembling advice is based solely on my own opinions, my own knowledge, my interpretations of the cards, and any little bits and pieces that may occur to me intuitively throughout this reading. If you do like it, if it resonates and you would like to see more, remember to like this video and subscribe to my channel and click on the notification bell so that you can be notified when I upload videos in the future. And if you have any suggestions or ideas of readings that you'd like to see me do on my channel, like themed readings, pick a cards, etc., feel free to leave that in the comments below as well. And I will look forward to seeing your suggestions and implementing them in future videos. So, with all that out of the way, we'll go ahead and get started. As usual, starting with archetype cards. I chose to use both my archetype decks this week because why not? We have, starting out, the Hermit. It says, seek solitude to focus intently on inner life, serves personal creativity. Shadow attributes, withdraws from society out of fear or negative judgments of others, refusing to help those in need. So when I see the Hermit card, I definitely get the vibe that somebody needs to reflect, or somebody's been spending a lot of time in reflection. There's a lot going on, and you need to be able to take time for yourself to process whatever it is. Okay. The next card that we have for you guys is the Shaman. This can be you, this can be somebody that you could benefit from meeting or visiting with if you have any shamans in your local area. The shaman travels into the spirit realm to help people find their purpose, information about themselves on a spiritual level, past lives, etc. The shaman is a journeyer. It's somebody who goes into the other side to find the information, to find the answers that one needs to continue to grow and expand on a spiritual level. So already this is a very spiritual reading. I wouldn't be surprised if some of you guys are kind of embarking on a more spiritual journey yourselves at this time or very soon. If you are not already spiritually inclined, which I'm guessing you are if you're watching this, but this is an area where you're going to see the most expansion in your life at this time. You really are being called to spend a lot of time in reflection, in meditation, or connecting to spirit in the way that's best for you. Some people do this by getting out into nature. It's about stillness. It's about tranquility and peacefulness, and it's about healing on all levels, physical, mental, emotional. So the next card we have for you guys is Portal. Okay, so this is a very interesting card. I love it. At the bottom it says passageways. Okay, so you guys are definitely going on a spiritual journey right now. This may take place when you're sleeping, like during dreams. If you're having a lot of vivid dreams at this time, pay attention to those. Pay attention to the symbolism, pay attention to what happens, but also consider that you may actually be traveling in your dreams when you're asleep. Seems like spirit is reaching out to you at this time to resolve some very deep issues within yourself, especially when I see the Shaman card. It kind of brings up this concept of like fear, old fears, deep fears that you carry around with you that you may not even be necessarily consciously aware of. This is a lot of deep work with your own subconscious or unconscious, getting connected to your intuition and clearing up that spiritual line between you and the universe, or you and God, or whatever you want to call it. You're really being you're being called to focus on your spirituality. So the last kind of theme card that I'm going to show you guys before we get into the oracle cards and I start shuffling is fire. And if it ever focuses, you'll see it says ignition at the bottom there. Okay, so this is that creative spark. This is that spiritual flame being lit within you at this time. You may find that you're having some like possible psychic experiences at this time, especially with the portal. And now that I think about it, we're coming up on Halloween, so that does make perfect sense, right? The idea that the veil between worlds is really thin, or at its thinnest on Halloween, or at that around that time. And then we've got all these very important supermoons and full moons and new moons. I think the supermoons are new moons, actually, but one right after another. The energy is strong, which means that the potential is high for you to gain a lot of ground on your own spiritual development. Some of you guys, if you have access, or if you can find someone, you really may benefit from visiting a shaman or a psychic, a medium, someone who is an expert in these kinds of things, to kind of dig in, possibly get like a soul retrieval or something to figure out what it may have to do with your purpose, like your life purpose. Okay, if some of you guys really haven't figured out what your purpose is yet, that may be what Spirit is trying to push you towards. But it seems like a lot of you have some gifts that you don't recognize you have. Spiritual gifts, psychic gifts, and abilities. I mean, technically, pretty much anyone can be psychic if they work at it. We all have that potential, but there's something that you have within yourself that's calling you deep, to travel deep within, into the subconscious or the unconscious. So yeah, I'm going to leave it at that for a moment, and then we're going to go ahead and pull some oracle cards, and then we'll see what else we can figure out for you guys. So I'm going to pull some cards from the Memento Mori deck to give us an idea of what else you guys might be dealing with this week, or what the main situation is that you're going to be dealing with. Okay, so first we have the key. Okay, so you're going to be finding some answers. You're going to be finding some answers, or you're going to have an experience that triggers you to seek out these answers. The key is something, obviously, it unlocks doors, it unlocks boxes. This is, I think, going to be you discovering the key to unlocking your own subconscious for self-discovery. This really does seem about self-discovery, especially with the shaman card. Let's see what else we've got for you guys. What else do we have for Scorpio? Scorpio this week. So next we have the medical kit. See if we can focus, huh? There we go. Okay, so the medical kit is about healing. Specifically healing wounds. It could be physical wounds. This could be very specific for some people. Okay, some of you guys may be dealing with an injury or an illness, or recovering from an injury or an illness. It could be mental illness as well, which would be why there is this importance on delving inward to find the root of your illness, to find the root of your issues, so that you can work on it, so that you can heal, so that you can get back to peak health. This could also be emotional wounds, okay? So something that happened in your past that has deeply affected you throughout your life, something that you may have buried deep down, or it could be something that you're very well aware of, that you think about often. But it seems like this week, or in the very near future, it's time to start working on those things. It's really time to start focusing on healing any wounds you may have, any illnesses you may have. It's time to start doing that deep inner healing work this week. No pressure. Let's see what else we've got for you guys. So next we have the Pillar. And the Pillar is all about strong foundations. Okay, the Pillar holds things up. So this is you working on your own foundations. I have to itch my nose. And when you have a nose ring, it's not always easy. Sorry. This is also about you finding your strengths, which takes me back to what I was saying earlier about discovering your gifts, your talents, and possibly your purpose as a whole, like your purpose in this life on this planet. But going back to the healing aspect for a second, right? You're going in, you're doing this deep work to heal yourself on that base core level, which allows you to feel stronger, to feel more confident, and to be able to potentially start something new here, like a new part of your journey, or if there's something that you've been wanting to accomplish in your life, a larger goal, where, you know, it's an issue of self-confidence or lack thereof that kind of stops you or gets in your way. That seems to be why the time has come for you to resolve these issues. Okay. And also to just remember how strong you actually are. You are very resilient. That is why the Pillar came out. You've potentially lived through a lot. You've experienced a lot of painful things. And I think that these are things that you've kind of buried, you've kind of ignored or shoved off, and you're like, I'll deal with it later. Or maybe you convinced yourself that you don't have to deal with it at all, that it's in the past and I'm not going to think about it anymore. But it does still have an effect on you. It does. And so if you find yourself feeling like your life isn't where you want it to be, or that you're having a hard time finding happiness, then it's definitely time to start looking inward. Okay? Finding your strengths. Remembering your own resilience and finding that new, like, zest for life. That wasn't really the word I was looking for, but especially with that fire ignition, you're relighting your spark. So some of you guys actually, you may have been dealing with depression recently as well. That is very, very possible. And you're looking for any way to just bring yourself out of it, bring yourself back to life, feel interested and motivated again. And that's what this process is all about. That's what this healing process is all about. There is some kind of wound, and it's still an open wound that you haven't dealt with. That somehow through spirituality, you're going to be able to acknowledge and heal from that issue in order to kind of get out of that hermit mode. Because while the hermit is all about reflection and deep thought and finding understanding, finding meaning, you know, I also see how it could be very literal. Some of you guys may have become a little bit of a hermit yourselves, somewhat isolated, especially considering how the world is right now, just in general. Very easy to happen. So yeah, let me pull a couple more cards. One more from this deck at least. And then we'll come back to that. We'll come back to that hermit. It's very important. That's the star of this reading, the hermit. And I think the hermit is you. Okay, so we have the perfume. So when I see this card, the perfume card, my mind goes in a couple different directions, and they're kind of scattered. But first I think of memories, okay? Most of the time, smells are directly tied to our sense of smell is directly tied to our ability to recall information, recall events. And so there may be certain smells tied to certain memories in relation to the issues that you need to resolve. And that's on a very literal interpretation of the card. But if we want to be a little more abstract, then the perfume really represents everything nice and comforting and pleasing to the senses. Okay. Well, hopefully. There are some perfumes out there that are questionable. But as a card, This may be calling you to be present in your senses. Okay, be present to the things that you're feeling. Especially if some of you guys, or most of you, all of you, everyone's psychic, okay? I really believe it. Everyone can be psychic. But you're really being called to tune into your own senses, because there is something being communicated to you, or there's something for you to realize, something for you to see and start to learn about and understand, that you can detect through your senses, your physical senses, and, your sixth sense, if you want to call it that that perhaps you've been missing. And if you have been dealing with depression can, in a way, dull the senses in and of itself, to where you kind of become numb to everything around you, to life, to the good and to the bad, where it's just kind of, you've hit a flat line. So you're really being called to try to wake up your senses again and start to actively, consciously make an effort to sense things. The smells, tastes, touch. Pay attention to what you see. Look at things and look for details and just kind of imprint them into your mind. Start to become more aware. This is a way of awakening your awareness, basically. This is an awakening thing. Becoming more present in the moment, in the now, and feeling everything around you. And this can extend to feeling energy, feeling presences or things that are not necessarily visible to the eye. But I think, too, it's about being present in your emotions as well. And that really, truly is the only way to process emotion, good or bad. You have to be present within that emotion. So if some of you guys are, the type to kind of dissociate or, numb out to your surroundings and the events going on in your life, you're being called back to the present. To be aware of the present and to potentially cut anything out of your life that you use to distract or dissociate from the present moment. And that could be anything that can serve as a distraction. It could even be like a substance, or it could be the internet. It could be, I don't know, anything that you use to distract yourself from your own senses. You're being called to push that away, so that you can be more aware of what's going on around you and the things that you are feeling, basically. All right, so now I'm going to pull some tarot cards, and I'm going to go ahead and clarify each oracle card with a tarot card. So for the key, we've got the Queen of Coins. Okay, Queen of Coins being a very nurturing character. She speaks of abundance. It's a caring, motherly type figure as well. So when I combine the key with the Queen of Coins, the key, if we're going to be literal here, the key to figuring out whatever issue you may be dealing with may be your mother, or a woman who may be a mother figure in your life. Is very possible. There may be issues related, or like perhaps there's issues within your relationship with your mother. Again, general reading cannot possibly resonate with everyone. So this is just what I'm kind of getting with the key. Like, the key is the Queen of Coins. Okay. The key is the mother. The key is the woman who nurtures, or who is supposed to take on that role of the nurturer. Now, on a more abstract interpretation, this could also have to do with, the key to unlocking your creativity or your raw creative potential as well. Okay. The Queen of Coins is more present in the material realm, money, stuff, work, etc., earthly life. Oh, so you may also, part of the key may also be related to you getting out in nature and getting in touch with nature as well. Okay, because the Queen of Coins is the Queen of Earth, and there's a very strong earth connection there. So if you can, I know it's, at least where I'm at, it's getting really cold, and I don't even want to go outside. but you may benefit from it. You may strongly benefit from getting out into nature. Again, to be more present in your senses. So if it's a possibility for you, try that. Definitely try that. Go on a hike, go on a walk, go to the park, like, I don't know, go sit in the grass, unless it's snowed, which it has here. Okay. So to clarify the medical kit, I had 2 cards come out actually. So first we have the 8 of Cups. Okay. And the 8 of Cups is all about letting go and moving on. Letting go and moving on. This card, I love these cards. The cups are elixirs instead of cups. And on a lot of these cups cards, they always have something on the cup. So I'm just going to read them to you real quick. Let go potion, despair, aura cleanse, wake up potion, wake up, right? We're talking about, you know, awakening. The void, okay? The void being like very similar to depression. Soul journey, okay? Going on this deep spiritual journey within, into your subconscious, into your emotions, into the heart chakra, possibly specifically, okay, to conduct this healing work, to apply the tools in your medical kit, whatever your medical kit might be. It could be therapy, it could be seeking spiritual advice from someone in your area, like I said earlier. The second card that came out, though, was the 4 of Rods in reverse. Okay. So, this card comes out to tell you that you have to be devoted to this process. Okay. Right now, where you're at right now, or perhaps in the recent past, it might change. But some of you guys, if this resonates, where you're at right now, you're just not feeling devoted to your healing. Or up until this point, you have not been devoted to your healing or your own betterment. You have not been devoted to taking care of yourself. You have not been devoted to meeting your own emotional needs and processing your own experiences, both good and bad. Okay? There's a lack of focus here. There's a disconnect. And I'm just staring at the cards now because my brain's wandering away. And sometimes when it does that, that means there's some kind of message. There's something I'm supposed to be picking up on. The medical kit, the 8 of Cups, moving away. Oh, spiritual journey. Yes, the spiritual journey aspect of this. You need to make this a priority. A lot's going on in life right now. You still have a job. You still got kids. You still got this. You still got that going on. And I understand, but this is really important for you guys. And the answers you're looking for, and the changes that you're looking for, you're really only going to find those if you are taking a spiritual or focusing from a spiritual perspective. Okay. Dedication, devotion, and focus to your own healing. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to clarify the pillar, what this pillar may be referring to for you guys. What is a pillar about? And I shuffle until something jumps out, so if you get tired of hearing me shuffle, go ahead and skip forward until you see a new card on the table. However, we've got one, so chill. We have the Sun. And the Sun to me is all about illumination. Okay. It can also be about success and happiness. But I see this as really being about clarity and abundance. But like abundance in the sense of gratitude. Like, you choose to be abundant. Okay. You can, even if you don't have a lot of money or a lot of stuff, it's an attitude. Abundance is to a certain degree a mindset, a perspective, you know. So you're also the sun is shining light on the pillar. Okay, the sun comes out to illuminate your strengths, what makes you special, what makes you important. Okay. And perhaps what makes you important in the stories of other people. Okay. The sun is illuminating the parts of yourself, the things that you might do, the role you play as a pillar in someone else's life as well. I'm getting that. So, you really, especially if you are suffering with depression and you're not, you're having a hard time seeing your own value, seeing your own importance, you have to understand that there is someone out there who really benefit, like they see you as a pillar in their life, someone who is supportive, someone who's very important to them, and they don't have to be necessarily like completely dependent upon you, but whether they're dependent upon you like physically or not, it's just you being in their lives. Okay, just your love, like that makes up a pillar of their foundation. And you are very important here. And you serve a very deep purpose in the lives of others. And so when I go back to like abundance as a perspective, abundance of joy, abundance of gratitude and self-love, understanding that as disconnected and potentially kind of dark as you might feel at this time, if you are struggling to find a sense of your own self-worth, understand that there are many people in your life who love you and respect you, and they see how special you are. They see your strengths and your abilities. They respect you, and they honor you. And they see something in you, something, I want to say, worth fighting for. So some of you guys may need to fight for yourselves. This is something as well too. And that just popped into my head. It's not really in the cards, but like, you need to fight for yourself. You need to fight for your healing. You need to fight for, achieving that happiness that you feel disconnected from at this time. And that does require taking active measures to, bring yourself back into the present, to make yourself more, connected to your senses, to bring yourself back into the moment. Okay. Which is funny because I'm saying, like, be aware now and be in the moment, but also dive deep in and take care of your emotions. And I know that that's kind of like, it seems like opposites, but the problem is that not dealing with your emotional wounds, or some kind of illness or issue, not dealing with your issues has caused you to become very disconnected, emotionally and spiritually, possibly even socially, and just disconnected from the moment. You're just disconnected from life to a certain degree. And it's going to weigh on you. It's going to really, and that gap is going to widen as well. The longer you put off the recovery process. You have all the tools that you need to tackle this, to tackle your issues head on. And you have a support system as well to stand by you and help you through that process. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and clarify the perfume now, and we'll come back to that. You can clarify the perfume for Scorpio, please. Okay, we have the Justice card in reverse. I need to fix my lighting. You have to forgive me for that, for this. Yeah. Okay, so Justice in reverse indicates that there is some kind of wrong that needs to be righted. How does that connect to the perfume, you might ask? I don't know. Let me look at it for a second. I'm going to clarify that. I'm going to clarify the Justice card one more time. And here's why. Because with the Justice card in reverse, there's an imbalance of some kind. There has been an action taken or something that has happened. This can also represent you not standing up for yourself in a certain situation, or somebody not, you know, treating you the way that you deserved to be treated. In the past, that could have contributed to these emotional wounds that you need to deal with. And it was something that was truly unfair, that you did not deserve, that has had a profound impact on your life. And somehow this is connected to that perfume, connected to memories of an injustice in your life that kind of haunt you, that kind of keep coming back. And there may be things in your life that bring that up as well, like triggers that bring up these memories, and then you'll take actions to distract or to numb out so that you don't have to deal with it, or to push it as far away from yourself as possible, because you might feel like you don't have the time or you don't have the strength or the wherewithal to deal with it. But you do, and it's very important that you do it now. I'm still going to justify. I'm still going to clarify the Justice card. Pull one more card for justice, please. For justice. Okay, so we have the 8 of Rods in reverse. 8 of Rods in reverse underneath that Justice card. So definitely stuck, definitely at a stagnant part of your life. Things cannot move forward. Things cannot progress. You cannot grow. You cannot make the changes that you'd like to change in your life until you deal with these memories, until you deal with the past, until you deal with, I don't know, I almost feel like it's this Queen of Coins character, this mother figure, this woman, and I suppose it doesn't necessarily have to be a woman. It could be a male who is, serves that purpose of nurturer, or was supposed to at least serve that purpose of nurturer. But I really feel like a king would come out. So this woman, for some of you guys, there's a woman that's tied to these painful memories. And she, if this resonates, if that's true, then she did something. She did something that was not fair, that was not right, that hurt you. And you carry that. And it's, you were able to move on for a while, live life, do your thing. But as time goes on, because you have not dealt with it, you can't, you're getting stuck. You're stuck. That's why you have to go into hermit mode. That's why you need to do this deep spiritual, emotional journey within yourself. Especially going back to that portal card for a second. Like, it seems like there's some kind of opportunity, some kind of doorway that you are meant to pass through. Some kind of epiphany or realization, or like milestone you're supposed to hit. Things are supposed to change for you very soon. And this is stopping you. That portal is there, but it doesn't suck you in. I mean, you have to step through it. But just imagine the portal being just big enough for your body to fit through. You can't take all your baggage. You can't take it. But there's so much, it's almost mysterious, like mystery and wonder awaiting you on the other side of that portal that would just blow your mind. Okay. That could, I wonder if it's a portal inward as well. Which makes sense with the shaman, right? The shaman, sometimes they use like rituals or plant medicine to kind of help open that portal to journey inward, or to journey into the spiritual realm. And I wasn't sure where I was going with that, but keep that, log it. Tape it up in your brain. It might become relevant. So I'm going to go ahead and pull a couple cards now from the Dreams of Gaia Tarot. And this is a new deck for me. It's very different from traditional tarot decks. I have not read the whole book yet. So I am still learning this deck. And I'm just prefacing because I want you to understand, if my interpretations of these cards are lackluster, that's why. I'm just reading them intuitively for now, as I become more familiar with them. But I figure if I don't practice, then how will I ever get to know them? So we have the Self. Okay, so this is about you. This is about you getting to know yourself, you becoming comfortable with yourself, you coming to terms with your own feelings, who you are, you figuring out who you are truly, okay, living for yourself. We also have the 6 of water. Okay, so see, she's making this offering, okay? And it seems like it's got a heart on it. It seems almost like an offering of love, okay? An offering of happiness. Even like the colors are so peaceful, like an offering of peace. I think this is symbolic of what Spirit is offering you at this time. Spirit is offering you the opportunity and the assistance in your pursuit of inner peace. So if you're getting this message, if you're watching this, and any of it has resonated with you whatsoever, please take the opportunity. Please accept Spirit's help. And how do you do that, Maddie? How do you do that? Well, I think there's a lot of power in voice, a lot of power in speaking intentions. So, you know, it could be as simple as admitting out loud to yourself, an empty room. Spirit, God, universe, whatever you want to call it, I need help. Please help me. Please help me get better. Once you make that a priority, once you make that intention that you just want to get better, you just want to be yourself again, or for the first time ever, if you've never really been yourself, you make that intention and you explore it, and Spirit is already there working to make it happen. I believe that. Like, I truly believe that. Okay. We also have the 7 of air. See, he's got the ceremonial dagger. He's got the book. He's got the amulet. Third eye. Okay. This is about belief systems. This is about dogma. This is about tradition. This is about, it could be about religion as well, if you are religious, or if that's something that you struggle with, which I can definitely relate to, struggling with the whole concept of religion and spiritual rules and, you know, things of that nature. If this is something that holds you back from taking this journey, from doing this exploration, understand that the answers you're looking for are within yourself. You won't find them in a book. I don't know if that's what the card is suggesting necessarily, but I think that this is all about you analyzing your belief systems that you operate by, or perhaps that you were raised with. If you were raised in a particularly religious family or environment, this can also be about challenging indoctrination that was, you know, put upon you during your like early childhood or development, you know. But you really are being challenged here to analyze your belief systems. What do you believe in? Do you believe in anything? If you don't believe in anything, then you're being asked to challenge that as well. Almost as if Spirit's saying that perhaps there's more out there for you to explore, more out there that you don't even know about, that you don't even, like, it's not even close to your surface awareness, just how many esoteric, spiritual things exist, okay? You don't know. So I guess what you're really being doing, or whatever, hold on, that sentence came out, like, the middle wanted to come out before the end, before the beginning. Challenge your belief systems. And if you don't have a belief system, challenge that too, because there's a lot more out there than what you recognize. There is a lot more out there than what you can see with your eyes or what you can prove with modern day current science. There's more. There are things out there that we don't understand. You know, and now I'm being a little bit biased, but, you know, spirituality is real. It's very important. It plays a major role in our lives, whether we want to recognize it or not. And if you are the type to kind of shy away or avoid spirituality, give it a try. Just explore. Think about it. Because through the exploration of your own spirituality, you just might find yourself in there somewhere. Okay. So I'm going to pull a couple cards now from the Flowers of the Dead, or excuse me, Flowers from the Dead Oracle. If I can pick them up off the table. Dust the little sage bits off. Let's see what other insights Spirit may have for you guys. So we have the hummingbird, unique and distinctive. Okay, to come out on top of the self. This is you. This is what I was saying earlier. You are special. You are important. You have an important job to do in this life. You have a purpose. Okay? So you're being called to figure out what exactly is unique and distinctive about yourself that you have not recognized up until this point, that you haven't really explored. There's something different about you. If you're watching this and this resonates, there is something different about you, and people may have told you that before, or this may be something that you already kind of know, that you're different from a lot of other people. You understand and see things differently than other people do. You have this very unique perspective already, that allows you to see things in the world that other people don't see. It allows you to recognize certain patterns. You may also find that you meet a lot of very interesting people in your life, or that you have a lot of very interesting story-worthy experiences. It's because you're special. There's something very special about you. Don't take that lightly. Okay, we have the shark, solitude and anxiety, this coming out on top of that 6 of water, okay? So that's why she is extending this peace, this tranquility, this calming gift to you, to quiet your anxiety, to accompany you in your solitude as you journey within. Okay, so this could also represent, someone who feels very anxious or is uncomfortable or cannot be alone. So if you resonate with that, the message here is that you're never really alone. You're never alone. You have guides. You have entities that you can't see who are with you, who are watching over you, who are trying to help you. It's like that old vampire lore. You have to let them in. You have to invite them in. They can't just waltz into your life and get to work. I mean, I suppose sometimes they can, but I think that on a certain level, you always have to allow Spirit to help you, to play a strong role in your life in order to benefit from what Spirit has to offer. Okay. Alrighty, so one more from this deck to put on top of that 7 of air. Okay, we have the bear, strength and confidence, which is very similar in meaning to that pillar card we were talking about earlier. Building your belief system, confirming beliefs you might have, or destroying old beliefs that do not serve you, or that are not aligned with your reality, and discovering the truths that you're looking for, the answers that you're looking for. And this is what's going to contribute, bring you that sense of strength, that sense of confidence that you seem to be lacking. Okay. It's not that it's not there, it's just that you're disconnected from it. And the exploration of your spirituality and your beliefs will result in that, reconnection to your sense of strength, or to your strength, period. Okay, so now I'm going to pull a couple cards from the Terra Oracle deck, and these are animal cards, and the way I like to use these, they'll tell us one of 2 or 3 things. They will tell you about a trait or a characteristic that you are embodying at this time that you need to be aware of, acknowledge, pay attention to, and possibly change. Or it can tell you what characteristics, what strengths of our animal friends you might adopt in order to help you in your own situation. They could simply bring awareness, a little extra insight into your personal situation. Let's see. So first we have the hummingbird again, guys. The hummingbird twice. Look at that. Hummingbird, hummingbird. Hummingbird here is all about joy, okay? Finding joy, reconnecting to your happiness. And the hummingbird is very much like about being present in the moment as well, because that's where you're going to find your joy, is in the now. You're not going to find it in a memory necessarily. You're not going to find it in the past. You're not going to find it in a daydream about the future. You find it in the present moment. You have to be present. Okay, let's see what else we've got. Next we have the fennec fox. I don't know if I said that right, but I like how it sounds. Okay, and it says cunning. Cunning. Strategy. Okay. This tells me, one, that you are somebody who's very smart. Somebody who does know how to go about getting the things that they need, getting what they want. How it connects to the rest of the reading, I want to pull one more card to connect that fox, the cunning. It's like, well, it kind of harkens back to what I was saying earlier about how because you are so intelligent, I mean, you have this ability to like see things from a perspective that other people's don't have. You have this, you're able to notice patterns that other people don't notice, which is why you're so special. So that probably has something to do with your purpose in this life, on this planet. Okay. It has to do with your cunning, your ability to strategize, really. But then also, now that I think about it, on the other end of that, sometimes it's like maybe it's you're a little, it's not that you're too smart, okay? But you're living fully in your brain and you're not living in your heart. That is a possibility as well. Somebody who is very intelligent, very cunning, very cerebral can become disconnected from the spiritual or the emotional just because they live so much in their brains. They're in their heads all the time. And I'm one of those people, so I totally get that. But this card could be drawing your attention to that. If that resonates with you, then perhaps you're being a little too in your head and you need to kind of connect back to your heart a little bit. And that has a lot to do with feeling and sensing and being present in the moment. Very, very important. Being present in the moment. Okay, so the last card we have from this deck is the Chameleon, and it says adaptability. And I just realized that my microphone is like pointing away. So I hope this audio is not shit. We'll adapt, just like the chameleon. So you have strength, you have confidence on that 7 of air, which is all about your spiritual beliefs, your spiritual ideologies, your belief systems. And then we have the chameleon, adaptability, okay? Your ability to adapt your belief system to the reality that you are living now. And to be able to incorporate the things that you are sensing in the moment into your belief system. If your belief system causes you to deny your senses, then your belief system needs to be reevaluated. You need to adapt your belief system, okay, your spiritual beliefs, etc., to the reality that you sense around you. And you are very capable of this. And this is going to, again, help bring out your strengths. And as you become more comfortable with your own strength, then it brings in the confidence. There are some things that you sense, that you notice, some details, some patterns you see, right? Some things that you just feel, and you deny those things. You deny those things because either 1, you've already decided they don't exist, or 2, for some reason or another, they don't agree with your belief system, or perhaps 3, you were indoctrinated from a young age that the things that you are sensing are wrong or negative in some way, when perhaps they are not really. You're really being asked to look at your belief system, how it affects your perspective of the world around you at this time, how it's affected your growth, your development, and your spiritual, emotional, and mental health. And you're being asked to be present in the moment. Sense what's going on around you. You know, rely on your senses and your intuition to find the truth that you're looking for about life, about the universe, you know, all these really deep questions. And then adapt your belief system to accommodate what you're sensing, and not the other way around. So I'm going to pull just 2 more cards because we've been at it for a minute. First from the Illuminated Earth, and then from the Faceted Garden Oracles. Beautiful cards. And if you're interested in the cards that I am using, they'll be in the description, etc. So first we have the Childhood card. So I've mentioned childhood a lot in this reading with you guys, that there's something from childhood. Childhood is important. You need to go back. You need to go back to whatever it is that occurred in childhood. Or perhaps it was a theme, an unhealthy theme throughout the entirety of your childhood. That's what needs to be addressed. That's what you need to be aware of. You need to be aware of that, whatever that thing was in childhood that wasn't healthy, or that, you know, if it is childhood indoctrination, for example, for some, but it could also be an event or a relationship that you had in childhood that was not healthy. It wasn't good for you. It didn't, you know, it hurt you more than it helped you. And it's having an effect on you now. It is directly affecting you. It's directly affecting your life. And it has to be addressed. It has to be processed. Okay. You have to be honest with yourself about it. Okay. If you're looking back on something and your heart hurts, but your brain is telling you that it's fine, it's not fine. Accept what you're feeling about it in that moment. And validate it within yourself. This is part of that healing process. And then once you validate, you know, your emotions, what you're sensing with your heart, once your brain is like, okay, I give, like, I recognize that you sense something about the situation that I didn't. Okay, this is a conversation between your heart and your brain, if I lost you there for a second. You know, in terms of whatever happened in the past, that's how you process, that's how you heal, and then you can release it, you can let it go. Okay, that's how you ditch the baggage. Alrighty, so one more. Oops, sorry, jostling y'all around a little bit. One more card. Anything else for Scorpio before we wrap it up? Last words for Scorpio? Okay. So we have 3 cards that came out because I asked for one, and that's how that works. So I'll try to be quick. First we have the perennial. Okay, pops up every year, much like these memories you're trying to deal with. Okay, but perennials are also resilient. They're resilient and they stand the test of time. They, if I remember correctly, they self-reproduce. I don't know. Look, I'm not a botanist and I'm not a scientist, and I don't know why I tried to go there. You know, this is all about, you know, a reminder to you that you can come back from this. Okay, every time the perennial plant is like dies or hibernates in the winter, and then it comes back to life, it wakes up in the spring every year, over and over and over again. There's nothing you've experienced up until this point that you cannot come back from. There is no mistake you've made in the past that you cannot come back from. There is no pain that you've endured that you cannot heal from. And that's what this perennial card speaks to me. Next we have the Lotus, which to me is all about opening up in the heart. It can also be about opening your mind as well. Opening your heart in order to be able to fully recognize and validate your senses, the things that you're feeling. Okay, and then opening your mind, much for the same purpose, but also opening your mind to ideas and possibilities that you refuse to consider up until this point. And then just in general, the Lotus also represents alignment, energetic and spiritual alignment, and awakening, spiritual awakening. Okay, this is a very spiritual time for you guys, very spiritual reading for you guys. You have to engage your spirituality, like soon, like right now. You have to. And if you already have, you need to keep on that process, because it's going to lead you to the answers that you need. It's going to bring you the results that you want, which ultimately is happiness and peace and the ability to enjoy the moment. So the last card we have is Watershed, and this is all about, you know, having abundance of resources, abundance of love, abundance of the things you need. Okay, this card also speaks to me that you are supported. I think Watershed, I think like this endless, limitless reservoir of love that is available to you, that surrounds you, and that nourishes you as you go on this journey, as you grow, as you heal. Okay, as you know, discover or rediscover yourself and delve into your unconscious mind and your emotions, as you become more comfortable with yourself, as you do that very necessary deep healing work on yourself emotionally. You are protected. You have everything you need. You are supported. The people in your life, the people who surround you, who are actually important to you, those are the people that are there to help you through this process. You're not alone in this whatsoever. Even if you feel like you might be, you are not. You are loved. You have everything you need. And whatever you don't have, Spirit is ready to provide the moment you allow it. So that's what I've got for you guys in this reading this week. If you stuck through to the end, you are a trooper. Thank you so much for joining me. If you enjoyed it, if it resonated, again, please feel free to like this video, subscribe to my channel, notification bell, all of that. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you guys in the next one.